At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Madhu for involving me in such a wonderful session. And I must congratulate her for training the ASHA workers and working at the ground level. So I think that is really commendable. So I'll be talking about the next step now. So steps to enhance glaucoma detection at vision centers. So just recapitulating the statistics, that glaucoma is the second most common cause of blindness, and WHO has estimated that 12.3% of 37 million people blind worldwide is attributed to glaucoma, and prevalence of glaucoma in India ranges from 1.62 to 3.5%, and 11.2 million people in India aged 40 years and older are estimated to have glaucoma. So the bad news is that 90% of the glaucoma in developing countries and in India remain undiagnosed, and with the obvious reasons, because the community awareness on this program is very, very poor, only 10%. Therefore, we need to create community awareness, and what Dr. Madhu talked about, create, ASHA training, ASHA workers who are the first contact with the people, I think is the best way to create a community awareness. And then poverty, literacy, and ignorance are high amongst these people, especially residing in low socioeconomic areas. And only 50% of the people with glaucoma ever visited an ophthalmologist. So therefore, there is a need for a more effective screening program and programs for creating awareness. So detection of glaucoma in earlier stage by effective screening is definitely going to substantially reduce the morbidity because of the disease, improve quality of life, and reduce healthcare expenditure related to glaucoma. However, it depends on the availability of sensitive and specific tests for detecting the disease earlier in population at risk. And as glaucoma specialists, we all are aware that population-based screening is not at all cost effective because of the low sensitivity and specificity of most of these tests. And therefore, you need to combine these tests to improve the sensitivity and specificity. If you look at this IAPB data, you will be surprised that there is paucity of trained ophthalmologists per million population. So there are just 13 ophthalmologists per million population and 39 optometrists. So forget about glaucoma specialists, even ophthalmologists are so less. So we do not have enough infrastructure in terms of manpower. So optometrists and vision technicians can play a very crucial role in diagnosis of glaucoma at an early stage, and they can form a very important member of the glaucoma management team at the vision centers, at the secondary centers, and even at the tertiary centers. And because simple key tests can diagnose glaucoma, which these optoms can be trained, and they can also help the patients by educating them, counseling them, creating awareness, demonstrating treatment techniques, monitoring their compliance and treatment efficacy, because that is another very big area of, of progressive blindness because of glaucoma. Also, they can help in pre-operative preparation and post-operative care. And if you look at this pyramidal structure, as I said, they are not only helpful in community and primary healthcare system, but also in secondary and tertiary systems. So now the fact is that there is a huge increase in the range and complexity of clinical work being undertaken by the optometrists. In all big institutes at tertiary care level, the optometrists are now trained to do the specialty work. Like we have glaucoma optometrists, retina optometrists who are very well equipped to do even fluorescent angiography and OCTs and OCT angios. And in glaucoma, they're doing all kinds of investigations, and the pediatric optometrists who are doing all kinds of workup for patients with squint. So they are specialty optometrists, and they bring a lot of benefit to the specialty ophthalmic clinics, and they are the excellent source to maximize clinical services with limited resource where we do not have enough ophthalmologists. Uh, Apart from optometrists, vision technicians, as I said, are the first point of contact in community settings because they're mostly working in the primary healthcare level, and they are very good resource to create glaucoma awareness. They can take lectures and educate people because people trust them. They are sitting in the community itself. So keeping in view the importance of cost-effective glaucoma screening, we had developed this protocol 2 years back, and it is published in this PubMed Index journal. So basically, it is to do the screening or detection of glaucoma in cataract camps, because what used to happen, this comes from the premise that when we used to conduct camps earlier in 2016 and 17, out of so many patients, 8,000 patients, only 0.25% were detected as glaucoma suspects. So this was pretty low, well below the prevalence, which is 1.6 to 3.5%. So that means only the proper screening or comprehensive screening was not carried out. It was just the torchlight examination and just identification of cataract was done. And it's been seen that model-based studies of community screening for glaucoma in rural and urban area has been cost effective. So basically, we developed this glaucoma screening integrated camps at vision centers, and the protocol for detecting glaucoma in cataract camps by these optometrists and vision technicians. And the eligible population for glaucoma screening is non-cataract patients. So the cataract patients will obviously come to the hospital, get operated, and then the detailed evaluation of those patients will be done. But the patients who do not have cataract will just go back without comprehensive evaluation. So we targeted these non-cataract patients in this population. And these patients undergo series of tests by trained optoms and vision technicians using predetermined glaucoma screening algorithm. So that I'm going to discuss. And then specific diagnostic cutoff points were given to them for diagnosis of glaucoma suspects. And then if they suspect glaucoma, they'll refer the patient to the base hospital. So this was a protocol which we developed. The patient will come, they will undergo vision test, and if it is cataract, then they will be counseled for cataract, some tests will be done, and then the surgery, they will go to the base hospital for cataract surgery. But if the cataract is not there, still they will undergo these tests, like IOP by eye care, disc evaluation by direct ophthalmoscopy, anterior chamber depth by Van Herix, and FDT. And if any of the criteria is abnormal, then they will be referred again to the base hospital. So for this, we developed a structured training program for these optoms and vision technicians, wherein they're trained in detailed history taking, slit lamp evaluation, angle evaluation, not gonioscopy, but Van Herix method, IOP with eye care, and optic nerve head evaluation with direct ophthalmoscopy. And these were the people who were responsible for the training. And then we validated them by this rubrics scale as competent, advanced beginner, and beginner. So after checking their findings for a set number of patients, like 50 to 100 records. And these were the parameters as to when they have to refer, when the Van Herix was less than 2, when the CD ratio was more than 6, or IOP was more than 22, or in FDT if they see one central spot in the center, or 2 or more peripheral spots. So these were the set criteria for the reference. So that way, I think we used to get a lot of patients glaucoma who were glaucoma suspect. Teleophthalmology and consult was another target area, And now we know everyone is having a smartphone and they can take very good pictures. So they can just refer those patients who are suspicious of glaucoma to the base hospital, or they can seek advice from the glaucoma consultants at the base hospital. So to summarize, community-based approach is much more effective for the larger population. And since there's paucity of specialists and even optoms, so it's worthwhile to train these vision technicians who can be instrumental to carry out such type of screening programs and also create awareness about the disease, so that more and more people can seek advice for their problems, and they can definitely help in early diagnosis and prevention of blindness because of this disease. Thank you very much for your kind attention.